Alright everyone, welcome back to Joe Man's Land. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to be going into the high-res mode that you can find on your S5 Mark II. Yes, I recently sold my Nikon Z6. If you'd like to see my video going into why I made that choice, check above my left hand here. But today I'm just going to be going into my first experiences using this feature on the S5 Mark II. Some things I found that really work well and what it looks like when you're editing. Right now I'm in beautiful Banff, so we'll get some shots here, then we'll get back to Calgary and we'll test it in low light. Let's go! Whew. Man, I wonder what the inbuilt mic sounds like on the Lumix. Probably not too good. There's also a helicopter in the background. Probably also not very good. Well, let's go find another spot to get another high-res photo. These conditions are nuts. Well, we made it back to Calgary. It was super fun getting up to the mountains to play with my new S5 II. You know, it's always tricky learning a new camera. You know, it came from using my Nikon and loved it a ton, but you know, the menu system is different and I am still getting the hang of it. So yes, I know I said I left Nikon and there still isn't a review video of my S5 II. Stay tuned for that, it will be coming. I just want a bit more time with the camera before I, you know, see whether or not I love it or not. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of share with you a little bit more of the settings I've been using to get some of these higher res photos. Right now it's golden hour, as you guys can see, downtown Calgary is there. We like downtown Calgary. So first things first, you guys can see I've got a variable ND on the front. It's actually from a 77mm filter thread. Obviously that's too big for the lens I've got on here right now, so I just use a step-up ring. So for the lens today, I'm using the 20 to 60mm f3.5 to 5.6. Sorry, just checking it. Now let's have a look at the menu system on the Lumix to see how we actually get to this high resolution mode. All right, so we're going to do this in aperture priority. So first things first, we're going to go to the menu. We're in the photo section and we're going to go down here to high resolution mode setting. We want to make sure it is turned on. At the top here, what you're going to do is make sure you set this to this little icon that's got sort of a layered image on it. So that's the setting that you need in order to initiate the high res mode. And then from there, you just hit the trigger. Alright, so we made it to our last spot. It is getting kind of dark out, as you guys can see, but it is still blue hour, so I reckon this could be good. We've got downtown Calgary just over there. Moon is out, which is super cool. And again, just using that same old kit lens. I mean, honestly, probably should have brought the 50mm 1.7, but yeah, we're just gonna get some shots here of the traffic going by. It might kind of look more like a long exposure than the high res mode that we're going for on this, but yeah, it looks pretty cool here. We'll get a couple quick shots and then we'll go and wrap this one up. All right, so to play with this one, we're just going to turn it down a little bit. We're not going to go too crazy with the edits today. I just wanted to play with it a bit. We'll warm it up a little. We'll back on the highlights, punch the shadows, punch the blacks. All right, so let's have a look at just a couple more images I wanted to take with the 50mm 1.8 lens. I just thought it'd be fun to use a different lens with a wider aperture. So let's have a look at this first one here. Same thing as the other ones. We're not going to change a whole lot, but we'll just get it edited up. And I mean, yeah, if you definitely like zoom in, there's definitely a lot more detail on these files, which is awesome. I think in low light, you know, some of that's maybe not realized quite as much, but you know, it's still great, and you can definitely still do some pretty awesome color grading with it, and a lot of data is saved, so you know, definitely a very useful tool, as you guys can see. Alright folks, well I think this is just as good of a spot to wrap things up as anywhere else. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely have to say using this stacking feature on the S5 II has been a ton of fun. And I mean, yes, I know in the end of the day it's basically just an HDR merge of multiple images taken at, the same time. But I mean, it is slightly different because you are shooting everything at the same exposure. Obviously when you're doing an HDR merge, you're shooting at different ISOs and you're changing your settings to get different amounts of shadows for recovery. But I'd have to say overall I was super happy with the quality of the images coming out of it, and I have to say I think the Panasonic did a great job of stitching things together. Obviously some things to keep in mind. Number one is the type of lens you're using. If you're using a kit lens, it might not be the best. Also as well, time of day, lighting is everything, as well as movement. If there's a lot of movement in the shots that you're trying to do, you might be a little bit disappointed in the end. Personally, I found that, definitely shooting in, early to late morning was great. It was nice and bright. I had no issues. And a lot of that was nature photography. And even right now, this last shot I'm doing is a cityscape at sunset. So there's not a lot of movement in the background or the foreground. But these are just my thoughts. Maybe there's some settings that you think that I missed. Maybe you're a more seasoned Panasonic user. I know that there are lots of great Lumix shooters out there, and I'm new to the platform. So if you've got some feedback or things you think I can do to improve, please comment below. Your comments really do help. But I think without further ado, we're gonna wrap this video here. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and remember to take beautiful photos every single day. Don't do it for the views, do it for yourself. And I look forward to seeing you all in another video super duper soon. Whew.